Oh, I'm gonna get my coffee while that goes. There, Ron. Oh, I'm gonna get my coffee while that goes. There, Ron. All right, so we are live, and today we're doing a training. I'm gonna show the first app I've made that's like a full-on app with its own database. Um, when I learned how to code back 4 years ago, it was a very similar process to what I'm doing to do this, um, but it was like an app in Zapier. And then it's been apps in the high level marketplace where I used high level as the database, if any, which serves, pretty well. I'm going to show you an example real quick of a database, a funnel page in high level that's attaching to a database in high level. It is our hours tracker. The only app we use besides high level is Clockify. High level doesn't have a good time tracker. Clockify is a free one you can use. So if I go to clients.massmarket.ai, like this is a custom landing page, custom coded, but it's in a high level funnel. And then this is our hours tracker. I wish it would remember what I put last time. I got to stop sharing while I grab an email and submit it real quick. Hang on one second. I'll show you how this works, and then you're going to see the issue with using a high level as a database the minute I do this. It's okay if it needs to pull like one thing, but if you need like rapid interaction, total, let me find it. There it is. I don't want this to get taken down from data being shown. I'd make mistakes and show stuff like that too much. All right, we got somebody new popping in too. All right, now I'm going to share again. I knew this one would bring some new people out because I'm covering something totally different from the type of stuff I usually cover. All right, so you know what? I still got to stop sharing while I paste that. Hang on. Okay, starting it back up. And Ellen, are you new? Have I met you before?
No, I think you have.
Well, nice to meet you. I
Nice to meet
figured
you too.
you must be more interested in like the actual full-on app development than you are on the high level stuff, huh?
Well, I mean, I love high level. I've been using it for about six
Okay.
years, but yeah, I saw something about Claude. I love Anthropic, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, both. And getting your opinion on what to develop on the platforms is what
Yeah.
to vibe code outside
Right.
is
Right.
I think so super valuable. And I taught myself to code as well, so I can
Oh,
relate a
cool.
lot to you there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And where do
yeah.
you live?
I think so I own my own company. A few, two solar companies and an AI company.
Well, you know what? I
Uh,
had a solar company and then I learned how to code and started an AI company.
did you really?
Yeah.
You're kidding.
No, my solar company was like number three in Boston and Forbes. I had like 80 employees between that and my other company. And
Oh my
I
gosh.
got really good at high level and managing the systems. And then
Yeah.
it was right when GPT-4 came out. I taught myself to make my first app, but it was a little different from what we're doing here with like a custom database and all that. So, um, I've had a,
Wow.
I've had a lot
That's
of,
wow.
it is, we got a similar background. And I
Yeah.
was asking where
Yeah.
you're at because you sound like you got a Southern accent.
Oh, South Carolina. South
Okay,
Carolina.
I'm in Charlotte, so I'm right next to you.
Oh my gosh, that's
Yeah.
so funny. I almost feel
Mhm.
like I'm talking to a famous person. I've watched so many of your videos.
Uh, well, let me explain like so this is a high level dashboard and this one usually loads. So this is a high level
Okay.
funnel pulling from high level as a database. There's
Okay.
two databases we have to connect to, high level and to Clockify. Clockify is faster than high
Okay.
level, but the problem is like you guys saw when I first loaded it said 35 hours and then it took about 15 seconds and then it went down to 55 minutes. And he has so much activity that it loaded for a second and then it goes away. You'll see. And I don't know why that's happening. We could probably fix that. But in general, it takes that long for it to load. And that's the main thing I'm trying to show you. High level inbound
Okay.
webhook takes a minute. So if you have to load like
Gotcha.
appointment slots or something like that, maybe it's
Hmm.
okay, but then you might lose some appointments. But if you have to load anything where they're gonna have to load something and then do something else, it's like it's just not feasible to do it in high level. So
Okay. Are you
there
thinking
are
more of an MCP kind of thing?
so MCP is still gonna have the same delay if you're using probably a high level MCP. It's anything on high levels API takes about 15 seconds to get a response. And
Okay. So you recommend using like N8N
Mhm.
or
So what I'm doing now is there's I started I'll tell you the whole story of how this came about. So I've got an onboarding process that's really complex. As y'all know, high level has so much that you can do. There's so many sections for you to properly like build. If you're doing a fully custom system, if somebody's coming to you with a giant company and they're like, I want the best, then I don't want to do a standard pipeline and the basic stuff and then them be tweaking stuff and be mad and me putting in more and then continue to add to it. And that's usually what happens to every high level agency owner. You get out
Mhm.
what you can because it's so complex and they're adding to it. If you can from the beginning map out the whole thing clearly in a way that actually works with high level, and it doesn't even matter if it takes longer. If you can deliver that and it works well and it's got everything from from the jump, uh,
Mhm.
you're gonna have a really successful business. So
Like your payloads and your custom fields and values?
almost, yeah. So pipeline, payload. So this isn't my document, right? For onboarding, it's got a section for every aspect of high level, and there's still some parts that aren't in here, like affiliate program. I don't have in here, but I can add. But community configuration, and it also has my logic of when you would use the community. Like, are you going to manage clients? Do you have to work on projects together where you want to have a place where you can look at all of your communication around certain posts, like a project,
Mhm.
or tickets? So it's got my rationale of why I use this section and what's going to be different about your setup if you don't do it. Like even lead attribution, revenue recognition, all these things have to be integrated or migrated. Number porting, if they don't have their numbers all in the system, then they're not going to get all their transcriptions and you can't trigger AI stuff. So
Right.
there's a rationale behind why you need each of these sections. There's a rationale behind why I think the pipeline should be this way and not another way. And so now I've got it for my clients can up. I take the transcript, so when I'm speaking to them, I already know. Uh, Part of it comes from me just being really expert at being able to guide that conversation, so we cover all the things we need to cover. But then I take that transcript and I take their website and I dump it into chat with this document, and it would make every section we don't need go gray. Sections we do need are red. And then
Mm.
if there's still more info needed, they're yellow. But once they're blue, that means they're ready for approval. And if you make a change, and so then it's green. And if you make a change, it turns blue until you green it out again. But it got really complicated for my clients to use. When I hand them this document, they look at me like they want to kill me. You know what I mean? And so
Yeah.
I would do it with them in a Claude chat. And then I was like, you know what? I need an app. That's what I
Yeah.
need. And so I have a lot of clients where they do custom dashboards and integrations into like they've built some stuff in Lovable and they want to use it in high level. And sometimes we iframe.
Right. Hmm.
And so I've been learning the
Use
pros
those
and cons.
lovable templates. Yeah.
Yep. I've been using the pros and cons of what I want to choose. I've been learning about it from other clients, but now it
Hmm.
really came to be the time when now I choose the way I want to do it. So I've investigated a lot further. When it comes to um, the platform you choose, like Lovable or Build
Hmm.
or Base 44, they make it where you only have to go into the prompt and work. You don't ever have to like go into other systems or uh, deal with API keys very much. Like it's pretty straightforward. The way that
Yeah.
I
You
did
don't have
it,
to set up your Supabase or any of that or
right,
your database.
right.
Yeah.
Setting
Yeah.
up the
Hmm.
SQL and Supabase, and I don't even know what I was doing
That's
last night.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it took me like 3 or 4 hours. I powered through it, but I decided I didn't want to do Lovable because it's really important to me that
Hmm.
I can tap any AI model. I don't want to be bundled
Yeah.
into Lovables. I also want to own my code base. I want to be able to make sure I can continue to vibe code to develop it the whole way through. And
Yeah.
so for me, it was Supabase, Claude Code. I use Visual
Uh-huh.
Studio Code, pushing it to GitHub and then Vercel.
Yeah.
Um,
I like GitHub and Visual Studio Code, and I've tried Cursor and I've tried Anti Gravity and quite a few, but it's a Visual Studio Code every time. Yeah.
yeah. And I haven't really used any other platforms in these, but I did a lot of research before I chose the one I was going to use. So it took me I had like a UI that was more built out because it's not just that document. Then I want to develop, I want to manage the project better. And when I, even if I fill out that document fully, if I give that whole
Hmm.
document back to a client to approve, they get so confused. Or even to
Yeah.
my team, it takes them so long to read the whole thing and they're going to miss important stuff.
Right.
So you
Yeah.
really need to create an execution document for that team member for that phase,
Like a
right?
PRD.
Very
Yeah.
limited. Yeah.
Or markdown file with the
Hmm.
MVP. Yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha.
So
That makes sense. Yeah.
I need like an A. So this is going to turn into really an AI project manager that develops the phases and it also knows like who can do what. And it's supposed to be able to delegate between AI agents and my team, making sure that there's security protocols in place. So my team gets a document to go
Oh,
do all the authentications, and then
right.
it gives a limited scope that's redacted from all the sensitive information to the agent. And
Uh-huh.
you can create tasks inside a high levels system or any other project management system through API easily. And then when they get completed, the signal comes back to my app and says, "Okay, that's done now. What's the next thing I need to send out?" Right.
Okay.
So
Okay.
now the AI is orchestrating the project management. Um,
Right.
the real key difference here is, and let me make sure I keep this rolling. I think I found one change that I suggested. Yeah, go ahead.
So you're setting your user permissions this way. I see.
So I have this like agent build AI agent setup guide where it tells you how to set up a Google account and a high
Hmm.
level account with extremely limited permissions. And I was thinking like, okay, as long as they can't see any of the contacts or billing, then they should be good to go ahead and build. But as I was thinking about it more, like even if they can see the existing workflows, there's a risk it could
Hmm.
accidentally mess them up, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that to build, it needs to be built in a separate high level account and then moved
Mhm.
over. But then that still presents one problem. If I import a snapshot into an account, then then they can't
You
share
could
it
do
with
the
users.
sub account migration
You have to do the
and
sub
the
account migration.
workflow
That was
trigger
it. You're
is,
right. That's the
yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to do the sub account migration.
There's so many
Um,
workarounds
yeah.
in the level that you can it's so funny. I've gotten on so many calls with different, help agents,
Hmm.
and just talking to them helps me figure out how to do the workaround, and they're like, well, you taught me something.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
That
you
was
can't just drop the snapshot. Yeah, yeah.
Yep. So that's what I realized. My white label clients would be pissed if they tried to duplicate it and they couldn't. But but you can pull the snapshot into their agency and then they create the snapshot and then move it into their other account, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's how we'll do it. And the AI understands all those limitations and will be able to create an SOP just for that one agent task and create a
Uh-huh.
custom one just for my employee for their task. And then it's all very easy to understand. And so that's the whole idea here. And it so first we've got the project, the phase and sub phase. So it's like a pipeline, but it's a custom
Yeah.
pipeline. And there's
Hmm.
no other project management tool that I know of that can customize a pipeline for every project, right?
Right. Right.
They all work on a static way. Uh,
Right.
and so I think this is a really big opportunity right here, and one that I haven't heard other people talk about. But Bob on the call right here, he's actually building the same thing. So we're both thinking the same thing. I think it really takes an industry expert because you have to surround all like
Yes.
if I was doing it for solar and I'm like, okay, well here's the ground mount scenario, kind of like my community build out scenario. There could
Hmm.
be a specific permit that they need for a certain city, like that's weird or harder to get, or
Or
something simple could
disclosures
be
for state.
right.
Yeah.
So
Or
they
the
you,
municipality. Yeah.
you need not only the onboarding criteria, but all of your guidance
Hmm.
that you would tell a customer when you're working them through the situation, and you need
Hmm.
the finished documents that you would submit to actually execute the project. All that gets combined
Right.
into one document, and you do that for each section or each potential thing that could happen with a project, and then that can be
Right.
done for any company like that. Um,
I love that. And do you think, have you played at all with solar designs?
Not much,
And
but there's.
I don't think anybody else has either. But
Mhm.
like open solar, I mean, it's got an open API, so
Mhm.
I've been playing with
Is that the Google one?
integrating that. It's I don't think
No,
it's
that's
Google. It's out
Thunder.
of
That's Thunder.
Australia.
Okay.
Google, that's Google Solar API.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good. But man, it is tough
Mm-hmm.
to and kind of expensive to play with. But open solar is just free. They have pipelines and substages for each pipeline stage within it. But
The
and you
real
can
problem
operate
is engineering.
templates.
You know,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
engineering
Oh
holds it
god, yeah.
back. And really, what I'm realizing through
Hmm.
this process is it's not going to weed out the AI is not weeding out the experts, but it now like I can get the whole planning and everything done in 1 hour if it's me and the client. And if it was actually an engineer and the client, they could push the whole thing through in 1 hour. You know what I mean? Because they can do all
Yeah.
this at once. They don't need it does, yeah, that's how I can imagine you could fix that process in solar. You'd have to have a dedicated engineer who's
Hmm.
there doing the consultation and pushing it all the
Right.
way through to permit pack in one call. I think that could be done. I don't know.
Interesting. 'Cause I've built like an AI,
Mm-hmm.
designer basically, and right now I'm having just an engineer go through and stamp it afterwards, and just it's got two design templates it can pull from: a minimum system size or offset, and I'm using VO to
Mm-hmm.
look at the power bill and ascertain the usage data and that kind of stuff. But yeah, that is a bottleneck for
Yeah.
sure,
Well, I want to talk to you guys through how this
and
is
the
gonna
financing. Yeah.
the financing too. That's another part.
Yeah,
Um,
integrating that. Yeah, it's tricky.
yep. So once this part's done, there's my other version had different modules across the top. So then you roll into approving the phases of the project. The client, they can give it approval, but mostly like the project manager has to approve that on my master agency level. And then there's an SOP. Well, before this section, there's an SOP call guide that walks my onboarding person through all the things that need to be done, like A2P face scan, get your domain hosting manager access, get your high level agency access to your account, and then complete this. It's going to require signatures and initials when the client approves each needed stage. And so it's
Mhm.
going to document all that. And then there they can monitor
That
the
is
execution.
gorgeous.
And then the last
Wow.
stage is onboarding call. Because most agencies, like you might even be able to get it built, but then being able to walk the client through and make them feel like they really understand how to use the system is also pretty dang complicated. And so having it
Absolutely.
bulleted out for my account manager to walk through and then for the client to sign off and it all be like documented. That's the whole vision.
Yeah. Oh gosh,
Um,
yeah. If you're videoing that or recording that, oh wow,
mhm.
that's incredible.
Yeah. I already have it set up so there's master agency and sub agency level. So when somebody registers for this, they'll get a version for their high level agency. So it'll be onboarding.youragent, your URL.com, just like app.gohighlevel.com.
Wow.
And so yeah, I'm planning to give this to all my affiliates, and I think it'll be ready to get through um, it'll be able to polish an onboarding off perfectly by the end of today, and then I'd say by the end of the week I should have the hopefully I even have the task orchestration part done. That's the part that's really interesting, you know?
Oh man,
Yeah.
Bob, I wish you
Wow.
had this. I wish you had this this morning. I wish you had this ready
Yeah.
like yesterday. I had a onboarding this morning, man, and A2P is just
Bro, I finally
man.
started getting them through. There's a new A2P wizard that's you can find in the Facebook community someone made. I was trying to make one too, but we used it for somebody and they got approved finally. I've got two people approved since January 26th, as unfortunate as that is.
Wow.
Um, and we found out a few more things like you can't have the opt-in funnel on a subdomain and the regular website not on a subdomain.
Whoa.
Unless you
Okay.
also have the homepage on a subdomain too. So they have to
Huh.
see like when you have a subdomain, it causes question about is that the same brand? Because often
Oh
it's
yeah.
not, right? Because we
Oh.
all have like
Right.
app.master.ai and your app
Right.
dot whatever. So that has to line up. That was one mistake I found that I was making this week. There's so like it's so
That's
annoying.
directly on like from a contact page on the website, like you know,
Yeah. Well,
domainname.com/contact page.
right. You can do a path. You can't do a subdomain. If it's different,
Right.
then
It
you
has
have
to be a
problems.
path. Right.
And
Okay.
all of us were posting pre-made funnels to subdomains to get approved for our
Yeah,
clients.
I mean that was actually getting approved like
That
last
was the
year. I
hack.
mean, yeah,
And then
that
now we're
was a
getting
good one.
smacked. Yeah. Um, but I think we got it figured out. But I've been saying that on every call for the past week. Oh, 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's
Um,
been a hassle.
Gosh.
And she has. Let me ask you this because I thought it was easier with a toll free number. Like as far as getting approved.
I thought so too, but then my team is saying it's not. So I don't know.
Yeah. This is terrible. I don't even know if this is allowed, but I was going ahead and creating some accounts, get the numbers approved, and then transferring ownership.
Oh, you can do that?
Nice hat.
Yeah.
Nice hat.
I don't
Wait,
know if
what do you
that's
do?
okay. I would just create a bunch of sub accounts and get AT approval for the phone numbers and just go ahead and set them up and then
Oh, change
transfer
the name on
ownership of
there.
the sub
Yeah.
account.
Yeah.
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 Whoa, that's pretty cool.
You can do that. They don't really catch it if you're using different company names and stuff.
They don't. I
yeah.
mean, not so far that I noticed.
No. How many
Okay.
subs do you have, Ellen?
Gosh, about 20 something.
Good job.
I mean, a good maybe 30.
Yep. Where in South
No
Carolina
issue
are you?
so far. Fingers crossed. Near Myrtle Beach.
Okay. Yep. I hadn't been to Myrtle in a long time. Let me
30
see.
Myrtle. Oh gosh.
That's funny. We were just talking about taking a trip to Myrtle Beach like 2 nights ago.
Well, this thing, so as you can see, it's just like watching any other AI process. It takes a while, but it gets it done. I wanna see if this
That's
is
what
done
the app
running, and then I can actually run us through the onboarding flow, and I can't wait, boy.
Yeah.
And the fact
I
that I was
love
able
that
to get,
Claude agent.
yep. If you switched over to Claude 2 pretty much, or no?
Have you tried any Ralph Wiggums at all?
What's it called?
Ralph Wiggums. It's like a plugin for the Claude code agent that'll
haven't
like
heard of it.
run while you're sleeping. And you've got to set really, tight security parameters because obviously you could really burn your tokens.
Yeah.
But it is very, very cool. It's
All
on
right.
GitHub in a repository.
What's
But
it
just
called?
like the Ralph Wiggums, like
Ralph Wiggums.
Wiggums, just like the character in that show, the cartoon show.
Wait, LPG? Wait, what is it?
Ralph Wiggums. Like I think is he from
Simpsons.
Yeah.
The Simpsons? Yeah. I was like the people with the square heads. Yeah, the
I thought
Simpsons.
that
Yes.
sounded familiar, right?
Yeah, loop technique.
Yeah.
Claude has my friend was calling me about the Claude agent last night. I've been using GPT agent mode forever, and then now I've been realizing Manus is probably better. There's
Oh my
Google's
God, it's
agent.
incredible.
I
Yeah.
like Manus. I really like Manus.
What are the best? I don't know how to the way that I train my AI agents is I take a Loom video and then I just describe it as if the person I'm describing it to can't see. I'm like, hey, you go up to the icon that looks like this, and then you click here. It's the blue icon that looks like a certificate. It's right, and wait for the page to load. Once it's loaded, it takes about 20 seconds. Then you can see the things. So that's how I explain it. I take the transcript and I dump it in, and it can usually do the task. But
I like that.
Claude has a teach me mode where you can say teach me.
Yeah.
Then it'll have the camera, the transcript. I think it takes the screenshots. So I bet you it functions better. But I don't know if you can programmatically initiate a Claude action like that. I think you can train a task called a shortcut in Claude. But you really need to be able to initiate these via API or it's not helpful because you can't. You need to be able to QA it without you having to go and QA it. Or remember to ask it to.
Right.
It goes slower than me, so there's no way I'm going to wait for it to do it and then QA it every time. That's not happening. Yeah.
Right. It takes forever. It takes days. It's awful. Yeah.
Well, Manus, I'm excited to play with more. I don't know if you saw they added Manus into
Me
HighLevel.
too. Yes.
Yeah, I
did.
I
did see that they were having some issues with overwriting data, though.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
but I don't know how true that is, but I did see a few comments about it.
I saw one about Replit deleting like a company's contact list. And then,
oh my God.
And then it tried to cover it up too. It recreated fake content.
That's pretty funny. It's not funny, but it's it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and the thing is, you can't with my team. If I give only one of them access to credentials, then I can go and fire him. I got a little pressure on him. He can't just do something to me and walk away. If it's an AI agent, I can't do nothing. I can't do nothing. Yeah. The AI agent's probably thinking like I'm totally getting away with this. It's like it's stealing money for all of Claude, not for itself.
And you gotta be careful with these AI agents, man. They got their own social media now. You gotta be careful, man.
Yeah.
Do they really? They're in social media? Oh my
Yeah,
God.
there's something called the Molt book where they've got their
Notebook.
own social media account.
Yeah.
I've
Oh
noticed
my God. I'm going to check that out.
that Claude doesn't, it's not as nice to me as ChatGPT, which I like. Like I was working late one night, and it's like, bro, you've done enough for the night. And I was like, what? I was like, he's like,
You got to
seriously,
meet
we've
you
covered
as
a
a
lot of
very.
ground. Chill. I'm like, what?
Wow.
I
That's funny.
It's told me
was
to go
like,
to bed before.
you sound
Yeah.
like you're gonna steal from me if I keep asking you to do stuff. I was like,
It's
so
like,
let
yeah, go to bed. I'll be fine. I got this.
yeah. All right. So it looks like okay, still pending. Okay, there's a lot of sections I left out.
I like your color coding system a lot.
Yeah, I think that makes it really easy to know what you need to do. And
Instead of having to review all of it. And yeah, that's
yeah,
awesome.
yep. So I'm gonna let it do that. I'm gonna see if I can play with it when it's right now or not. Nope, not yet. Gotta let it finish. Anyhow, like I'll have this done and you guys can use it if you're an affiliate. By the way, Ellen, it sounds like you got an agency. I don't know how many of them have their calendars connected, but if they don't, you can migrate them all, as you know, into one for me. And I give you, if you're on the 497, I give you 5 done for you hours for my team a month for free, with your affiliation.
I don't think I'm under anyone else. So I think it should be, and you got the unlimited thing. So I was watching that video. I watched that video earlier. I don't think it should be too hard to
Yeah.
do that.
Well, if you want to do it, we can definitely do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely into.
It's enough to
I,
do like
I like your content a lot.
thank you. You know, it's so funny to see someone that has been watching it that I've never seen. I don't really get anything organic from my YouTube. So the people that are engaging with it,
Really?
no, not really. But then again, I don't really take the time to do the like descriptions and the title, the like
Yeah, yeah.
thumbnails and stuff. But I know I can go back and do it later. Anyhow,
Right.
you probably came off of an ad that I ran like a year ago, is my guess. Or you put
Yeah,
a
truly. Mhm.
probably so. And
Yeah,
then
I mean, I truly found you on YouTube, just
oh,
watching the
you
high
did
level
on
stuff, and
YouTube.
maybe it was tagged to.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I and I think it was timed to go high level wizard, or just all those
I
people
was,
talking about, and I've just been trying to learn more about the AI agent studio and all that,
yeah.
all the new MCP capabilities,
What?
and found you, and then
I'm not
yeah,
finding your
the
name in
can
my
I
system.
love the people that are good. you
Yeah.
know.
Well, I appreciate it. And then I'll send you like a link to book a one-on-one so I can help you with migration if you want.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. That'd be
but
great.
I'm trying to find out what your name is in my system. What's your email?
B Griffin at 180degreesolar.com.
I think I've seen that one. Why
I
isn't it
may have
coming up?
like I may have put it in there a few times.
Oh, I found it. Barbara Ellen Birch.
Yes,
All
yes.
right. And then I'm sending you a link.
Oh, thank you. It's a
And
lot of name. A lot of name.
I'll
Oh,
send
because it's saying Ellen Birch on my thing.
yeah.
I got.
I'm gonna send you if we're gonna do a migration, we probably need more than 30 minutes. So I'm gonna send an hour.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
let me go and find that. And I think we've pretty much covered like what I wanted to cover here, guys. So it's gonna be boring for this last part. If you are watching on YouTube, go up to the link in the bio and you can find my page where I talk about everything I give away with your high level account. And you can grab a time with me at the bottom if you want help with anything done for you or want to get help being migrated. We've got courses, group calls, trainings. The group calls are twice a week, an hour before this meeting. It's really just open office hours. And that is most of what I got for you guys. I can't, like, I was trying to talk and work and I couldn't find a single button while I was talking just then. All right.
You are perfect. You're perfect.
Here
Thank you
it is.
so much. I didn't know you could even migrate affiliates. That's phenomenal.
You can. You get a new trial too. but
Oh
you do
wow.
have to like turn your clients off of SaaS mode and back on when they come over. That's the only other thing.
Okay.
Are they on
Okay.
SaaS
I mean,
mode?
I think only two
Okay,
are.
that's usually
I've
the
had
case.
some issues with the billing, so I kind of outsourced that for a while, and I haven't reintegrated. Stripe's just so expensive.
Yeah.
You know, I signed up for NMI, and it's like 0.05 above interchange. I love it.
I got I migrated to somebody else through NMI and I got screwed so bad. They told me they were like, we got to do a reserve because you're new. And they're like, but if you go 90 days, we can potentially lower it. They're like, it's a 10% reserve. And I was on a,
What?
I know Stripe, their reserves pay out after 90 days. And so I didn't ask the question because
Right.
I didn't expect that it would never pay out. Well, I got on there and 3 months in, I'm like, I haven't had a dispute yet, guys. Let's lower it. And they're like, oh, it's still too risky. I hadn't had a single dispute. And I'm like, and then I find out that they hold the 10% until I close the account. And I was like, fuck you guys. I was
What?
like, I'm going back to Stripe. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I did not. Maybe Stripe is just the lesser of all evils. I do love the Stripe Connect. You can make fintech apps. I've kind of gotten into that.
That's cool.
I mean, that's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did you learn to
It's
code anyway, or why?
um True. So I learned I didn't want to hire a call center out of India. So I hired a developer out of California and I paid him, oh my God, you wouldn't believe how much per month. I mean like 7,000 a month. And this
What?
was like 6 years ago.
Oh.
Oh my God, I know. I know. So you would meet me every night from 8 p.m. Eastern until midnight. And he
Oh,
would teach me. He would teach me. And I don't even want to tell you how long I paid that amount. But it was, I mean, so it was, and before OpenAI, I used WooSender, and it was
I
all
did
if
too.
then booming.
Yeah,
Oh, you did?
I
You
was,
really? And I used Air AI. I saw that you did that. I did a
yeah,
little help for them
I was,
when it was going out. That's wild.
yep. I started doing Woo Center back like 3 years before GPT came out, and then I realized that I
Yeah.
could replicate Woo Center in high level without
Yes.
even before AI. So I did
Without
that.
having to pay for all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I was like the 38th person to get an air agency license, and I got screwed bad by them, but
I just had a feeling they were bad.
they were bad.
I don't know. But their demo
Yeah.
was so good. And
They
at the
had me
time, that was all
sold
there
as hell.
was.
I was like, I'm gonna be
Yep.
rich. I was like,
Yep.
here's 40 grand.
I know.
Yeah.
I get it. Yeah, I know. I know. I mean, like, it's by the grace of God I didn't do that. I mean, I heard you say that. I was like, oh man, bless his heart. I mean, I just, it was so
Yeah.
tempting.
That's what hit my back against the wall a little bit. Taught me to, and then
Yeah.
at the end of the day, like
Makes you tough.
I switched over to something I really love doing. So I'm really glad
Yeah.
'cause I didn't really have any passion for solar or credit repair. And I was just like,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
solar, I was having a hard time really getting to where I wanted. There's a lot of expenses. With credit,
Hmm.
it was good money, but I was like, I just don't want to be involved with this, to be honest. Like, I just feel like
Yeah.
people look at it kind of bad, even if you're doing it the right way. And I was like,
Yeah.
nope, that's not what I'm not the credit guy. That's not what I want to be.
Yeah.
Um,
It's just not sexy and exciting, but
no,
software is
yeah,
very,
yeah,
especially these days.
yeah, for sure. Well, guys, did you get the link, Barbara or Ellen? Sorry.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
All right.
No, you're perfect. I know
And
a lot of Southern names.
just, I figured you were in like South Carolina when you started talking, or close by.
It gives itself away pretty quick.
Mhm.
And I'm usually the only girl, which I kind of do like that in the
We
coding.
got
And
a few other girls in here. We got Michelle, we
I
got
saw Stephanie.
Elizabeth. I didn't oh, Stephanie was in here too. She's
Yeah, I'm
new.
still here.
Now,
I can't
Sean.
I can't use anything because it thinks I'm in safe driving mode even though I'm at home. And I have a
Oh, God.
question for you, Rob, if you have
Yeah,
a sec.
yeah.
Um, my question is this new thing that you're building out.
Mm-hmm.
I've just submitted my SOP for all the things that I want to do.
Yeah.
So is
We
this going to
can
like majorly cut down on the time it's going to take to do it? And do you need to beta test anybody?
well, yeah, we can as soon as I have it like lot, I gotta push it to Vercel so you can access it. That's on the
Mhm.
to-do list today. And
Okay.
then you can just take that document and upload it right in the top, and it should migrate everything into this system. And the
Okay.
way I see it too is like once it's all greened out and the client goes back in, they can go in and they can chat and they can edit their setup or they can chat and add and say, hey, now I want to do this, and it'll tell you, oh, you need this, this, and this. And as soon as they green it, it can generate a task for my team. And so I see
God,
it as
that's
being like
beautiful.
I see it's going to replace me. Yes.
So
Finally.
will this makes this will make their time of actually looking at what they have to do much shorter,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So it'll cut down on the total time of the build
Yeah.
because
It
they'll
will.
just be doing the tasks, right?
When I was giving them these, so I got this document done like 2 weeks ago, and then I started adding the color coded parts so my team could spot the most important things. But stuff
Mhm.
was still getting, first off, it was taking them like 4 days to to understand it, which is like just as long as it
Yeah.
used to take for them to generate it. And so I was like, damn, it's not even cutting my time down. And then I was like, I've got to figure this out. And so this is the solution. This should fix
Well,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean, because you
love
still have
it.
to charge for all that time it takes for them to digest it, right?
No, we don't really. They. I don't really think it takes them 4 hours of looking at it. Um, I don't know. I gotta ask them. Maybe they are reading it for 4 hours. In general, like to be honest, since I've been switching to these custom pipelines, I haven't really been clocking people's hours like that.
Mhm.
I'm getting the project done, and I'm absorbing that because I know that it's partially my fault. And yeah, so I'm not gonna cut anybody off or be like, hey, you need more hours if it took 25 instead of 7. If I
Uh-huh.
told you it was gonna take 7, then that's what you're getting billed for.
I can't
Um,
wait to find out how long my build is going to take, you guys. I turned it in a couple days ago, so I know it's going to come back anytime. So I can't wait.
yeah, I think most of the setup takes like 5 hours, but if you do a
Oh,
custom pipeline, it's going to be like 9, 10 hours for each custom pipeline. No, it's
okay.
going to be like 4 more hours for each custom pipeline. That's where I got to 9.
Oh, that's easy.
Uh, and then it also depends, does the pipeline have two nurtures, or is it just
Hmm.
one calendar, two calendars? So it gets down to like the number of calendars, number of nurtures, number of stages, like, so it's kind of hard to calculate,
Yeah.
especially now
Well,
that we're
and
making it more
it's
custom.
got to be hard to calculate because I mean, there's some stuff that is already there, but it may
Yeah.
not be right. So, okay, I've taken
Yep.
enough of your time. I really appreciate
But
your.
I also like added the guidance into the tool that'll tell you like if you're gonna edit the pipeline, this is gonna take probably 4 more hours.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and so that's in there. I don't know. I
'Cause it would
mean,
throw something else off and make it wonky, so you'd have to go back and
well, when you have the pipeline snapshot, everything's already connected in there. Like when
Mhm.
you update a pipeline stage, it has to have the name of the pipeline and the stage it's updating to. So
So,
Right, because every workflow
so you
step.
have to rebuild
Oh
everything
yeah,
if you get rid of the pipeline, pretty much.
so
I
Um,
see.
I may
I
have gotten
see.
rid of the pipeline, so maybe I need to go back and just use yours. Cause I just changed the name of it.
You could, yeah. I mean, changing the name shouldn't be
Yeah.
a problem. You can just make a note to my team, like, hey, here's this, but just use your standard pipeline, just change the name. Um,
Okay. Yeah, cause I think it added stages to my pipeline. And I'm like, wait, I don't get
yeah.
it. What happened? So I may go back and fix that after you guys come
Well,
back with your stuff.
I'll keep pouring in my like feedback into the code so that when you guys are using it, it helps guide you towards less hours.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, like I want to be able to deliver the full custom system that some of these guys want. Like last night I had a
Right.
guy that did 600 million last year that came on my call. And so like I want to be able to deliver him the world-class experience.
Yeah.
I had him yesterday and I had a guy that does 600K a month and a guy that does 300K a month, like all coming from the directory profile. So I'm like, I'm in the position where I need to make it fully custom, but I don't want to leave the guys who want to know how to do it in the fewest hours out. And so
Right. Right.
I'm going to make sure that the system can handle both. And that's why it's still good to meet with me one time to like actually go through this process. Um, but at least now when we're done and I'm like I give the client, hey, go review this and approve it because they usually want to
Mm-hmm.
read through it a little more than I'm going to do on the onboarding call. At least now it's a document
Mm-hmm.
they can digest.
Yeah.
Um, and I can help guide them to make sure it's less hours if that's what they want, or I can help them be fully custom. Um, so you guys, my account manager and all my new appointment setters are starting on Monday, so we'll have some assistance. She's going to take some time to get up to speed, but I'll also be able to lend my account manager out for you guys to help do your client onboardings too. Um,
Wow.
and this
Thank
app should
you.
make it easy. But
That'd be
thank you
awesome.
guys so much. I'm gonna get
Thank
some
you.
food, and I'll see you all soon. Bye, guys.
Thank you so much, Rob.
No
Bye.
problem.
Good. How are you